Good morning, students. So in today's class, we'll be solving problems on centroid. But before moving on with the problems, let us discuss on the individual centroid of common geometrical figures which have already been derived. So the first one is a rectangle whose width is d and whose depth is d, Now this small y axis and small x axis, they are the reference axis, whereas this capital y axis and capital xx axis, they are the centroidal distances. Now we need to understand one thing, that any geometrical figure taken always has two centroidal distances. The reason being two reference axes. So the distance from each reference axis will give you a centroidal distance. For example, if you happen to just see the diagram here, if the distance of the centroid, so this capital G indicates the centroid of the figure. Now the distance of this point from x-axis, reference x-axis, is denoted by y bar. Similarly, the distance of this centroidal point measured from reference y-axis is denoted by x bar. So basically, for any geometrical figures, we have two centroidal distances. One is x bar and the other one is y bar. X bar always measured from reference y-axis, y bar always measured from reference x-axis. Now we shall see what are the centroidal distance for each and every common geometric figure in the centroid. So rectangle whose base width is b, whose depth is d. The reference y-axis and reference x-axis, they are to the edge of the rectangle. Now location of the centroidal x-axis, y-axis also plays a very important role in locating the distance. So now in this case, if you happen to see x bar means, which is measured from y axis, is b by 2. That is exactly the half of base width. So x bar in this case is b by 2, whereas y bar, which is measured from reference x axis, is d by 2. But one thing you need to keep in mind, these two values, they are with respect to these axes, that is reference y-axis and reference x-axis. Now if I happen to shift this x and y axis somewhere else in the rectangle, then these values also will change. Make a note of it. Now similarly, let us come to the next diagram, that is a triangle. So this is you can say it is a isosceles triangle or a or a equilateral triangle. Now again, the reference axis of the triangle is y-axis and x-axis. So these are the reference axis. Now the centroid of this triangle, it lies at this point. Now we need to calculate the centroidal distance for a triangle. Now area, we know it is half into base into height, that is d. Next we want x bar. So we know that this x bar is always measured from reference y-axis. So my reference y-axis is this. Distance of this point from y-axis is b by 2. It is b by 2. Since it is a isosceles triangle or a equilateral triangle. So in both the cases, your x bar will be b by 2. What about y bar? y bar is the distance which is measured from reference x-axis. So where is reference x-axis? This is my reference x-axis, which is touching the base of the triangle. The base of the triangle. Now I'm measuring the centroid of a triangle from the base, and we know that from base it is 1/3 of height. 1/3 of height. So 1/3 of d. Therefore, it is written as 1/3 of d. Again, I repeat, these values of x bar and y bar, they are with respect to these reference axis only. If the reference axis changes, then these values also changes accordingly. Now, the next figure we have, is again a triangle, which is a right angle triangle. Now, in this right angle triangle, one needs to be very careful while locating the centroid. Now, you have reference y-axis to one of the base of triangle. Similarly, you have reference x-axis to another base of the triangle. Now let us calculate the x and y bar for this right angle triangle. Now, first, area of triangle remains the same because it is of base width b and depth d. So it is half into base into height. That is nothing but d. Next, I want x bar. X bar is measured from y-axis. Now, from y-axis, the distance of centroid. Now, if you happen to see this y-axis is lying on the base of the triangle. So this becomes apex. So this pointed edge becomes apex. Since this is apex, this becomes the base of the triangle. Now the distance of centroid from the base is always 1/3. 1/3 of what? 1/3 of the distance. So it is 1/3 of b, because you are measuring the distance along the direction in which b is the dimension. So it is 1/3 of b, that is x bar. So you can see x bar is 1/3b. Now next, coming to y bar. Now when you're calculating y bar, you should always concentrate on the reference x-axis. So this is the reference x-axis. Now again, distance of y bar always to be measured from x-axis. Now this reference x-axis and the base of the triangle coincides, which means you're measuring the centroidal distance from the base of the triangle, whereas the other end is the apex. So this point is apex. So the distance of centroid from the base of the triangle is 1/3 of the distance, or 1/3 of the dimension. And what is the dimension here? Total dimension is d. And since we are measuring the centroid from the base of the triangle, it is 1/3 of d. So you can just see the difference between this triangle and a right angle triangle. So the values here, they pertain to the location of reference x-axis and reference y-axis. If these axis changes, then the values also changes. But we should always remember the basic laws of locating the centroid. Now let us move with the next diagram. Wherein we will take the next geometrical figure, that is circle. A circle of radius r. Now this circle has a reference y-axis and a reference x-axis. And we all know that the area of circle is pi r square. Area of circle whose radius is small r. Now, the distance of the centroid. So we all know that the centroid of circle is nothing but the center of the circle, center of the circle. So now we need to locate the distance of the centroid from reference y-axis and reference x-axis. So first let us calculate x bar. We all know that x bar is measured from reference y-axis. So the distance of this x bar, which is measured from y-axis, is nothing but small r, which is radius itself. Similarly, y bar, which is measured from reference x-axis. So the distance of the centroid from reference x-axis is nothing but it is y bar, which is the radius, or it is r. Again, these values of x bar and y bar, they are subject to the location of this reference axis, y-axis and x-axis. So this is about circle. Now next, let us come to the next geometric figure, that is semicircle. Now this semicircle which we have shown here, we have shown it with respect to different reference axis or different orientations. Now you can apply the same to all these figures also, that is rectangle, triangle, right angle triangle and circle. Now we'll see what are the differences between the different semicircles which are present here. Now you can see the orientation of this semicircle. Now this orientation of the semicircle, if you see, the semicircle is obviously half the circle, okay, and they have taken the upper part of half of the circle. The reference axis for y and for x are like this. Now let us locate x bar and y bar for this semicircle of radius r. Now all the semicircle which are present here, they are of radius r only. Thereby the area is commonly written as pi r square by 2. So next, for the first figure, let us calculate x bar and y bar. Now this is the centroid. We need to measure the distance of this centroid from y-axis to get x bar. We need to measure the distance of this centroid from x-axis to get y bar. Now what is x bar? So the distance of this centroid from y-axis is exactly half of diameter. It is either d by 2 or it is r. One and the same. So total diametrical axis or total length of the base is d. At the distance of this centroid from y-axis is d by 2. Now next you have y bar, which is to be calculated. Now this y bar, we all know that we are going to calculate it from x-axis. So this is the x-axis. So distance of this centroid from x-axis. We have derived this portion already. So the distance of centroid when measured from diametrical axis of a semicircle is 4r by 3 pi, which is derived in the previous class. I repeat, the distance of centroid of a semicircle when measured from diametrical axis is 4r by 3 pi. Now these values of x bar and y bar, they are subject to the location of reference y-axis, x-axis and the semicircle being placed in this manner. Now, let us come to the second figure wherein you can see that y bar and x bar values might have changed here. We'll see how it has changed. You can see that you have a reference y-axis in this manner, and reference x-axis in this manner. Now, if you concentrate on all the figures which we have discussed till now, you can see that all the diagrams, all the geometric figures were placed in the first quadrant, So you can see y, x, first quadrant, first quadrant, first quadrant, first quadrant, first quadrant. But in this case, if you see, it is located in the fourth quadrant. It is located in the fourth quadrant. In the fourth quadrant, what happens? We will see with respect to sign, So here, the area remains the same. Let us calculate x bar and y bar now. If you happen to see this x bar, the position of semicircle is inverted that of first case with diametrical axis touching the x-axis, that is a reference x-axis. So x bar, which is measured from reference y-axis, is d by 2, where d indicates the diameter. Or you can take this as r also. It is either d by 2 or it is r. It is one and the same. Now next, I'll be calculating y bar. Now, y bar is always measured from x-axis. Now, the distance of this y bar from x-axis is 4r by 3 pi. Why? Because I'm measuring the distance of centroid of semicircle from diametrical axis. Now, you can see that this y bar is given with the negative sign. The reason for giving the negative sign is we are measuring this y bar below the origin, that is in the negative of y-axis, So this value of y bar is with the negative sign, whereas x bar was measured in the positive direction of x. That is why this was positive, whereas y bar is measured in the negative direction of y-axis, thereby it is minus 4r by 3 pi. Now coming on to the next diagram. So if you happen to just have a close look in this semicircle, again, this semicircle also lies in the fourth quadrant, but the only difference is the orientation of this semicircle has been changed. You can see that the diametrical axis of this semicircle is coinciding with reference y-axis. So we will see how the value changes. Now, in this, we need to calculate x bar and y bar. Area being the same. Now, what is x bar? X bar is nothing but it is the distance of centroid from reference y-axis. Now, from reference y-axis, the distance of centroid is how much? 4r by 3 pi. Why 4r by 3 pi? Because you are measuring the distance of centroid from diametrical axis. In these two cases, the diametrical axis was coinciding with reference x-axis, whereas in this case, the diametrical axis of the semicircle is coinciding with reference y-axis. Therefore, the distance of x bar is 4r by 3 pi. Now, again, since we are measuring the x bar distance in the positive direction of x, the value is with the positive sign. Now, next, let us measure y bar. Y bar. We all know that Y bar is measured from reference x-axis. X-axis. So distance of centroid from x-axis is d by 2, where d is the diameter. And since we are measuring the distance in the negative side of y-axis, we have written it with minus sign, that is minus d by 2, minus d by 2. So you have just noticed the change in x bar and y bar as the orientation of the diagram changes, Now next, the last case of semicircle and its orientation. So you can see that this semicircle which is seen here, it is lying in the third quadrant. With diametrical axis coinciding with y-axis. We need to calculate x bar and y bar for this. Now the area of semicircle remains the same, that is pi r square by 2. Now let us calculate the x bar and y bar. Now we know that x bar is to be calculated from reference y-axis. So since the semicircle has diametrical axis coinciding with y-axis, the distance of centroid from y-axis is 4r by 3 pi, because we are measuring it from diametrical axis. And since this x bar is measured along the negative direction of x, that is towards left, thereby we have given the negative sign. For x bar. Let us come to y bar now. In y bar, the distance is measured from reference x-axis. So the distance of this centroid when measured from reference x-axis is d by 2. It is d by 2, and this d by 2 should be with the negative sign. Should be with the negative sign. Why negative sign? It has to be with the negative sign because it is being measured below the x-axis, that is to the negative of y direction. So this has to be with the negative sign. So it is minus d by 2. Small correction in this. It should be minus d by 2 because y bar distance is measured in the negative direction of y. So we just witnessed how the value of x bar and y bar changes with respect to the orientation of the figure and also the location of x-axis and y-axis. So in all these figures, we can see that the x bar and y bar changes have changed. X bar and y bar values have changed. Finally, we will conclude with the distance of quarter circle. So you can see that in this quarter circle, you have reference y-axis and you have reference x-axis, and the quadrant of a circle is placed in the first quadrant. Now, whenever you are calculating the distance of centroid in the quadrant of a circle, one thing is to be noted that this corner edge of the quadrant, okay, when measured centroid from these edges, it is always 4r by 3 pi. So this is the centroid. If you are measuring the distance of the centroid of quadrant of a circle from the face, that is right angle face, then it is 4r by 3 pi. So area of quadrant of a circle or quarter circle is pi r square by 4, pi r square by 4. Next, the distance of the centroid from y-axis, that is x bar, is 4r by 3 pi, 4r by 3 pi, because you are measuring it from the y-axis and you are measuring it from the face. The face is coinciding with y-axis, thereby it is 4r by 3 pi. And since it is measured along the positive direction of x, so x bar is with positive sign. Now the next thing is about y bar. Distance of centroid from x-axis, because we are calculating y bar. So you can see that the face of the quadrant of a circle actually coincides with x-axis. Distance of centroid from the face or from the x-axis is again 4r by 3 pi. And since it is measured in the positive direction of y, it is with the positive sign. So the distance of quadrant of a circle or a quarter circle, x bar or y bar, is 4r by 3 pi and 4r by 3 pi when they are measured from the face of the quadrant of the circle.